Hi, I'm Mel,
And I'm Janelle.
and this is the Murder Mamas.
Hello.
Hello.
We are here.
We are here. We are
Oh, yeah,
back.
we weren't here last
We
week.
were not.
Because Chris had to
Because
go
your
into work.
husband just had to go. Take off in the middle of the night.
The middle of the night. He had to go out for some milk.
And he didn't come home till today. So now we're recording.
The way I would kill him. If that was true.
I got your back. All right, so we're going to be talking about Evil Lives Here, Master Manipulator, Season 4, Episode 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a weird way to hold up 6.
She's like throwing up gang signs like 6.
4 plus 2.
4 plus 2, 6.
Oh, and also not the way you would read it.
No.
It's 2 plus 4.
Yeah. Okay. So we open up to
A man.
And he's like, yeah, I don't like my mother. I like the idea of having a mother.
His direct quote is, I love the idea of having a mother, but I don't love her as my mother.
Yes.
Oh, powerful.
That is powerful.
Powerful stuff, my dude.
Yeah. And we kind of get to see why.
Yeah.
So he's not wrong.
He says that he feels a lot of hatred and rage. We don't know his name yet, which is why we're not saying it. He feels a lot of hatred and rage when he sees photos of her, and he says that he never wants to see her again. Yeah. So, like,
he hasn't seen her.
He does not like his mom.
No.
Rightfully so.
Not so much. Then we know him as Jamie. And then we meet the father, Brian.
Who is the ex-husband.
Who is the ex-husband of
Kimberly.
Yeah.
Who is sentenced to death.
Yes.
So I'm like, I love how they distribute the information in this show.
Yeah.
Where they're like, this person did something bad, but we're not going to tell you until the very end.
Right.
But also, you know that they've been put to death.
Yeah.
So you know it's bad. And you're like, okay. But how bad?
Yeah.
So Brian says that he never imagined that his ex-wife's controlling behavior would lead to murder.
Yeah.
But there had been signs.
Like, oh, there it is again. Every episode.
Yeah. Always.
Always. Yes. I was like, I see what you mean. I see you again.
So Brian describes Kimberly as charming, beautiful, kind, and understanding when they first met.
Yeah.
He describes them meeting through a mutual friend as like a blind date.
Yeah.
And that they had both been recently divorced, and Brian had a young child, and Kimberly was like really open to being a mom.
Yeah.
She was like, wow, I love kids.
And this is like, they talk about changing his daughter's diaper. So like, this is a baby.
She's a baby.
Baby. And then it says, Brian never imagined that Kimberly's controlling behavior would lead to murder.
A few weeks into dating, I thought the story was crazy.
Yeah.
So a few weeks into dating, Kimberly invites Brian to a divorce support group with her church that she had been going to.
Right.
He says he arrived early and is like, hey, I'm here. And she's like, oh, I'm running a little bit late. And he's like, that's fine. And so he does what any normal person would do. And he goes inside.
Yeah.
Which is like, my social anxiety would never. I would sit in that car forever.
No, I would have
like, wait. But I get not everyone is that way. So I'm like, so Brian goes in and he's like getting acquainted with some people.
Yeah.
And then Kim comes and she sits across the room from him.
Next to him. He had saved her a chair.
Yes. Like scowling at him.
Yeah.
And she was so angry that he went into the meeting without her and didn't wait outside for her.
Yeah.
And then they like have this fight in the hallway after the meeting.
Yeah.
Where she's like, how could you do that? Again, this 3-enactment, so who knows what actually happened.
Right.
But she's like, how could you do that? And then like, as he's apologizing for it.
It means...
I don't know. he's clearly apologizing to appease this person that he's newly dating.
Yes.
Right. Like, this is the honeymoon stage. You're not supposed to fight yet.
No, not like that.
He says that her mood changed in an instant, where she goes from angry to like really romantic. And I think he also mentions how he was starting to like push back and be like, wait, this is like weird. And so then she goes from being really pissed off and yelling at him to like kissing him passionately.
Yeah.
So she's like trying to make him forget that she's being this way.
Yeah. I think she has borderline personality disorder.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Are you speaking from experience?
I don't know. We've done a lot of these, so.
Yeah. You have a degree now?
I do. I do. I feel like I do.
So then, despite this and her behavior, Brian's like, we should move in together.
Yeah.
And I was like...
And the reenactments, they are reenactments, but they're like not little tiny fights. Like, it was just like, I would walk away. There's no way I could be with someone like her. It just wouldn't happen.
I mean, I think everyone says that, but like when you're with someone who's so manipulative.
Yeah, I don't know. It only lasted a year.
It's hard to not see the full, the full scope of the manipulation until you're outside of it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
So, like, I always try to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
So they move in together, and he discovers another disturbing side of her personality. I'm like, why did you move in if there was one disturbing side?
Right.
Okay. She always had her own agenda, and it was her way or the highway.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm talking about.
No, you're fine. So he had his gallbladder removed or had surgery on it or something. I don't know. And so he was like lying on the couch, just trying to heal, just stay, still. And he had changed his daughter's diaper and put it in a diaper pail, apparently. And she comes in and she had something else that she was going to do with that pail. And so she turned from, 0 to 180 real fast. And I was like, the dude, was it like the same day that he had surgery? Like, it seemed like it had just happened. Like, he was like on the couch and could not move. And I'm like, bitch.
So I don't know the answer to that. Yes. I don't know the answer to that. And again, we're watching this through the reenactment. Yeah. So I don't know how true this was. But in the reenactment, she says, I told you I was going to use this for something else.
Right.
And I was kind of like, yeah, don't make me side with her.
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker.
Yeah. But I don't
trust the reenactments. And also she killed someone. So I'm going to side with him. But then the crazy thing is that he goes to take like his pain meds post-surgery and he's completely out of his medications. They're gone.
Yeah.
And they had been full.
Yeah. He was like, I didn't take them. And he's got a daughter in diapers. So I'm pretty sure she didn't do it.
Yeah. So like she was messing with his medications,
I guess,
as the way to like punish him.
Yeah.
Which is
messed up.
Cuckoo bananas.
Yeah. I can't imagine doing that.
No. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, and you're like a mostly normal person.
Mostly.
Like yeah. Mostly normal.
Mostly normal. Oh, yeah. She's a lot. So Brian decided to end the relationship. And was like, I need to be done with this. Like, I can't do this anymore. And she comes up to him and she was like, I'm pregnant. And then she says the only way to make it work is that they have to get married.
I felt like what he did was really noble, actually. The choice to get married, rather, he says, I could not, in good conscience, know that I had a kid out in the world that I had no part of their life.
Right.
And I felt like that's a very good, like, that's a good guy.
Yeah.
Like that's someone
he's not running away.
Yeah.
He's wanting to stay. I feel like he should have just ended it then and been a part of the baby's life.
Yeah, like through the court or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Well, but you also see like post-divorce what she
true.
does.
Yeah.
So she's not the kind of person who would make that easy.
Right.
So she's pregnant and
that's when Jamie is born.
And she had lied to him, and he was really mad about that because she had told Brian that she was sterile and could not have any more kids.
Right.
So she also has other kids, which is not mentioned.
Yeah,
she could not have any kids. I don't know.
I thought she had kids, and then she said that
they both had kids.
Yeah, they both had kids.
Okay. So yeah, she's like, oh no, I can't have any more kids. But like, also, bro.
Yeah.
This is why male birth control needs to be a thing.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone should have the ability to have children when they want.
Right.
And he should have been able to sneak male birth control.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. It's just as much his right as it is hers, you know?
I agree. 100%.
So then Brian moves forward with the breakup. Oh, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
They got married.
Yes. So they get married, and Jamie is the result of that.
Yeah.
And as Jamie gets older, Kimberly's temper gets worse.
Yeah. And it says Brian was about to discover that they'd both be lucky to be out alive.
You know, I didn't even write it. It was so dramatic. I'm like, I'm not.
I love these things.
I'm not writing. It reminds me of like a silent film.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it really does.
It does kind of. Yeah.
So then Brian tells a story about like he had come home like from work, and he's laying down and he's falling asleep, and she would purposefully start conversations about like something needing to be fixed or something around the house that needed to get done, like a chore.
Like in the morning, mention that. Like when you're all up drinking coffee.
Yeah, like, hey, I think you forgot about this. Please don't forget again today.
Yeah.
But also, I listen and I'm like, you make me side with a murderer. You make me side with a murderer a little bit.
Yeah.
But she goes into a rage about this specific thing. I don't remember what it was.
I don't either.
But she goes into a rage about maybe the dishwasher.
Oh, the garbage disposal.
It was the garbage disposal. She goes into this rage, and she tried to throw a hammer on his head.
It's at eye level.
It is at his eye level.
Yeah.
It's stuck in the wall.
Yeah.
And he took a picture of it because he's like, I need to document this.
Yeah.
And neither of them removed it from the wall for like weeks, he said.
Petty, but yes. Like, I kind of feel you. The bitch threw a hammer at you, and you're like, I'm not fucking picking that shit up.
Absolutely. But also, like, I feel like she's doing it the other way. Like, remember what I can do.
Right. That's true. I didn't think of it that way.
Like, very menacing.
Yeah. The hammer is, yeah.
That
could kill him. Yeah. One blow, you could be dead. Yeah. That's pretty scary.
This marriage, as we've said, not good.
No.
It lasts about a year, and Brian's like, I gotta get a divorce.
Yeah.
But Kimberly's determined to get revenge, and now she has the ultimate way to get revenge.
Yep.
Their child, Jamie.
Yep.
Yeah. Poor guy. Yeah. So Brian gets partial
custody.
It said custody.
Custody.
But I'm like, it had to have been partial.
I don't know.
It didn't say.
It didn't say partial. He said Jamie, it says he gets custody of Jamie.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because they still communicate. So
that's true. Or maybe, yeah, I don't know. Huh.
And then it mentions when he like goes back to his mom. So if he had custody, then the mom legally wouldn't be able to come get him, you know?
True. Yeah.
I don't know. So he gets there's a custody agreement. And one night while watching TV, Jamie blocked the TV, like the view of the TV, because he didn't like what Brian had put on.
Right.
I'm like, that's really bratty.
Yeah. I was like.
So Brian tries to move him from in front of the TV, and there's like a little squabble that happens.
Yeah.
And Jamie falls and he hits his head on the corner of like the entertainment center or something.
Yeah. And this is what, he's like 14 or something. So
I
he's
know.
like in
It doesn't
his
say how
teen.
old
I think he's in his teens. So it's like, it's a teen thing. I think it was more of a, I don't know.
It was like clearly an accident.
It was. They just got on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
And I think,
I mean, that's normal.
That was it. Yeah.
What kind of kid doesn't get on your nerves?
Right. Especially a teenager. Yeah.
So Jamie calls his mom.
Yeah.
And he's like, this terrible thing happened.
Yeah.
And so then the next day, his mom has him complete an affidavit about the incident.
Yeah.
And Jamie says that she was telling him exactly what to write. Like, he
body slammed
me into the ground and like hit me.
Yeah.
Just horrific things that were not true and did not happen.
No.
But he's like a little boy and he's like
doing what his mom says. Yeah. Yeah. Because he knows that she can turn too. So like he's doing what she's telling him to do.
So then, of course, she immediately takes this to the court to get full custody. So Brian loses custody of Jamie because of this. And then once Jamie is alone with Kimberly, he begins to bear the brunt of her rage.
Yeah. Her mood was always changing and he said he wants to move to his dad's house and she locked him out of the house. And apparently this was like during the winter time when it was freezing temperatures outside and he didn't have a jacket or anything on. And she left him out there for hours is what he thinks. Then he calls his dad and we hear the actual message.
Voicemail.
And I'm just like, it breaks your heart. Like, Dad, I'm scared. Please come get me. Oh, this is Jamie. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, this is... I don't know.
Well, the sad thing is Brian can't.
Right.
Because he lost custody.
So he would, go to jail probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has to know that she would not let that slide.
Right.
Like, she's not a reasonable person where you can, like, logic talk her.
Right.
Like, that's not happening.
No.
I felt really bad when he told that story.
I did too.
And so this whole time while Kimberly has full custody of Jamie, Brian is fighting in the court system to get at least some custody of him again.
Right.
And he keeps telling Jamie that because Jamie's like, I don't want to live here anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, I have to do this the right way. Like, I have to.
So we hear a story about school picture day, and so he's a teen, like he's a young teen. She's doing his hair, like literally parting it down the middle.
Yeah, he said down the middle and like gelling it over. Like, think of alfalfa from the Little Rascals, but not the stick up at the back.
I was like, yeah. First of all, let your kid do his own hair at that age. Like, what are you doing?
At any age. I mean, maybe not like kinder.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah.
I don't know. Even
apparently she used like half a bottle of hairspray on his hair too. Like,
so needless to say, he hated it.
Yeah.
And
of course
so
he did.
He, being a shitty teenager, which all teenagers are kind of sprucey. Stop that, my dude. He messed his hair up on purpose because he's like, fuck you.
Yeah. I don't want to look like that in my picture.
Like, that's not me, and I don't want to do that, and I don't care. And so he gets the pictures back, and she sees that his hair's messed up, and she loses her fucking mind.
Yeah.
She called him names, pinned him against the wall, and hit him 30 to 40 times in his, like, never in his face.
No.
In his abdomen and like his hips area.
You can't see bruises of them. Yeah.
And so he says that he never told anyone what was happening and he regrets not telling his dad.
Yeah.
Which
it's hard. Like that's hard.
I know. So during this time, Kimberly has 2 more sons, Zach and Luke. So she has those 2 more sons, Zach and Luke, from relationships that don't last.
Yeah.
And Jamie realized... And this is kind of when Jamie realizes that he and his brothers were like his mom's slaves and prisoners.
Yeah.
And there was no getting away.
No. He did the laundry. He cleaned the kitchen. He did the dishes. He cooked. Like, he did a lot of that stuff, which I'm like, okay, what was she doing all day?
Well, and if he didn't, she would get super angry.
Yeah.
And he talks about not folding the clothes or doing it correctly.
Right.
And he would get locked in his room for hours. So, like, she would turn the locks around so it locked from the outside.
Yeah.
And
there's no bathroom.
There's no bathroom. So he tells her, like, talks about our guest on tonight's podcast is very distracting.
He usually is.
I love him.
Okay.
Anyways, so he gets locked in his room for hours. He can't use the restroom, and he talks about how he wants to just like pee in his room, but he knows that that's going to get him in even more trouble.
Right.
So they have nowhere to go for help, Jamie and his little brothers.
Yeah.
And then he talks about fighting with his mom over his Xbox and his video game usage, because he describes it as like his video game is the only place he can go for an escape.
Right.
Which is valid.
I agree with him too.
Valid.
Yeah.
And she comes and she's like yelling at him, like, you play this stinking game too much.
Yeah.
Are
you looking at me?
No, I'm looking at me. That's what I say. That's what I say to my kids. So Jamie gets really angry at her though, and he grabs his Xbox and he yeets it out the window.
Yeah.
And Kimberly starts choking him with the power cord.
With the power cord.
Yeah.
And her two other sons are sitting there watching this happen. They're younger.
Could you imagine?
No. What the fuck's this bitch is crazy.
Yeah. So Zach is like begging her to stop choking him.
Yeah.
And Jamie calls the police.
Yeah.
Where Kimberly manipulates the police so the situation turns around to him and they don't help him at all.
Yeah.
And Jamie was made out to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
And Kimberly has his little brother lie to the police because he's like a little.
Yeah. And she's just like saying words and being like, right? And then the brother's like, yeah. Like, yeah.
Well, and they know what happens if they disagree.
Yeah.
That's
they've seen it. Yeah.
So then Jamie ends up getting a citation for assault.
Yeah. I was like, what?
And she tells him that she would kill him if he ever told anyone.
Yeah.
And he believes her.
Yeah.
Because he knows what she's capable of.
She's crazy.
But
well, she is.
She is homicidal.
Yes. Crazy homicidal bitch. Gonna say it.
So Kimberly begins to become more unhinged, and Jamie is living in fear all the time.
Yeah.
Jamie gets in trouble at school.
Yeah.
For something. The school calls his mom, and he's so afraid of going home that he runs away and goes to hide in the back room of a grocery store rather than return home because he knows what his mom is going to do for him getting in trouble. And I'm like, that is the saddest fucking thing I've actually ever read, maybe.
Yeah.
Or seen.
Yeah.
And Jamie says that. So then he gets discovered by like a worker.
Yeah.
Who then is like, oh, let's call someone.
Right.
And calls the police, and the police come and get Jamie. And they're like, hey, if you run away one more time, like, you're going to go to juvie.
Yeah.
Not like, hey, why do you keep running away?
Yeah. What's wrong? Is there something we can help you with?
Yeah.
No.
Do you need some services?
Yeah. No.
But they just labeled him.
They did.
And nobody cared to actually understand why he was doing it.
Yeah.
Jamie says he ran away from home 5 or 6 times. The police said he would go to, like I just said.
Yeah.
He also says that he felt stuck and like no one was ever going to help him.
No.
Then one day, Kimberly goes too far.
Yes.
Jamie's in her room when he wasn't supposed to be.
Right.
She's like real weird about this.
Yeah. It was kind of weird, but okay.
She's like, no one's allowed to be in my room.
Right.
Like, ever. And she just was, like, really adamant about it. And
maybe she wants her space. I don't know. Like, I get it.
I feel like it's something you kind of give up, though. Like,
you do.
At least temporarily.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
My daughter's 10 and she still bathes in our bathroom.
Okay, but your daughter's like an octopus. If you let her attach back via umbilical cord, I think she would.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, that sounds great, Mom.
Yeah.
I'd love to. Which is so funny because my 10-year-old, I am an embarrassment just by existing.
Really?
Oh,
Already?
Yeah, we are at that stage.
Oh.
Because I do so much at the school.
Yeah.
And I swear every time I'm out from school, I walked into the library. I wasn't even going to acknowledge him.
Right.
I walk into the library for something else.
Yeah.
And it was like his class's library time. And he turns tomato red. He's so embarrassed. I'm like, I'm not even going to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. It's so
Really? If Adri saw me, she'd come running and then just attach herself to me, and I'd be like, I gotta go.
No, he gets so embarrassed. Like, what are you embarrassed about? He's like, I just think you're gonna hug and kiss me and stuff. I would not do that unless he wanted to,
Right.
And then Bo will he'll give me a hug. Like today at his little picnic, he gave me a hug before he left. And I said, "Can I kiss the top of your head?" And he said, "No." And I said, "No one's gonna be able to notice." And he let me. But being in the room.
Yes.
What we give up.
Yeah.
So this sends Kimberly into an uncontrollable rage, off the
Off the hinges, yeah.
Cannot be reined in. She's banging his head on the floor, choking him with her hands.
Yeah.
And he says he's laying there thinking, my mom will be the one who kills me.
Yeah.
He said he got dizzy, his vision started to get black. He was
gonna
really close to death.
Yeah.
He somehow gets out of it, runs out of the house, contacts his dad from a neighbor who comes and gets him, and then his dad takes pictures.
Yeah.
And this was the proof that Brian needed to get custody again.
And he did.
He did.
Yeah.
He also Brian says that he still feels a lot of guilt for what Jamie had to face, and that he didn't know, but he should have known.
Yeah.
And in the moment, he felt like he was doing everything he could.
Yeah.
He seemed extremely genuine.
He did.
So
I think he did. It's because someone like him wouldn't imagine a mother would be doing that to his child.
Yeah, you would never. That is not something that would ever cross someone's mind.
No.
So
why would he need to be worried?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Before long, Kimberly loses custody of Zach, her other child. Did she lose custody of both?
Well, no. She's facing another custody battle with her youngest son, Luke.
Yeah.
And this is when she finally snaps.
Yeah. So his grandma comes in and tells him to pack a bag.
No, you skip stuff.
Okay, then I don't have it read.
It's okay. So Jamie would visit Kimberly every other weekend. So he does this on purpose because he was so afraid for Luke.
Yeah.
That he wanted to be able to check on him.
Oh, yeah.
So he keeps going back.
Yeah.
Sorry. He keeps going back just to make sure that his little brother is okay.
Yeah.
And there's this babysitter, Cherry Walker, who is Luke's babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamie describes her as very nice, very kind, a wonderful babysitter.
Yeah.
Played with Luke, very involved.
Yeah.
And on June 18th, 2010, Cherry Walker disappears.
It's kind of like the other one we talked about. Bad bitch makes people disappear.
Cherry's body is found out in the country, burned. And Kimberly is immediately the main suspect.
Yeah.
They're like,
that's awkward. Yeah.
This is sketch. Mm-hmm. So then details emerge, and Cherry had been subpoenaed in a CPS trial.
Mm-hmm.
Kimberly says that she took Cherry out for dinner.
Yeah.
Where in the car after dinner, Cherry has a seizure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, at dinner.
At dinner, yeah.
So she drove around for a while with her dead body in the car and then decided to drive her out into the middle of nowhere and light her on fire.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do
when someone has
a medical emergency in your presence. she said she just didn't know what to do. She couldn't think of what was the right thing to do.
I love when these people talk.
It's just like any reasonable person knows that you're full of shit.
Yeah.
You have to know that we know you're full of shit.
You would have.
I was watching something like Talking with a Murder or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even remember. Someone on death row. And he was like, I don't remember anything. I think that was one that we covered.
Okay. Well, I don't know, because I used to get blackout drunk.
No, he wasn't drunk.
No, I wasn't drunk. Okay, because like I don't remember
just amnesia.
Half my life. So, but I didn't kill anyone.
You know.
That I know of.
So Kimberly gets arrested and charged with capital murder.
Yep.
Jamie is subpoenaed.
Mm-hmm.
I actually read a little bit more about this because I was interested.
Yeah.
So Jamie and her other kids get subpoenaed.
Oh.
All of them, not just Jamie.
Yeah.
To testify against her at trial about their like years of abuse. And that plays a really big part in her getting the death penalty.
Yeah.
Jamie said he felt bad that his testimony, and along with his brothers, sort of led to her receiving that sentence.
Right.
But that justice had been served.
Yeah.
She's still... I wanted to see if she was still... Because it was kind of older.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see if she was still on death row.
Yeah.
And she is. In East Texas somewhere.
Yeah.
And she is awaiting execution by lethal injection.
Yeah.
And that's that. Crazy lady.
Crazy.
It's so interesting to me. Just the psychology of it. Like, how do some people end up like that?
Yeah.
Are they born like that?
I think they're born like that.
Like, why? Why are some people just born that way?
Well, like from my experience, it's not necessarily you're born with that condition, but something triggers you in your life when you're young that leads to one of those conditions, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So
interesting.
Something may have triggered her, something in her childhood, and it led her to be the way she is. And she never got help, obviously, if she was in that big of a rage all the time.
Yeah. Also, it's hard to know what the time frame of it was. They didn't give... I mean, they did 2010.
Yeah.
But like prior to that, so she's grown in 2010.
Right.
So she was probably raised in the 80s, like late 70s, early 80s. I was trying to like reference.
Right. What was going on in the world.
Yeah. So like life wasn't that great for a lot of people.
That's true.
Like mental health stuff was
nobody was talking about that.
Not acknowledged at all, you know?
Yeah. So I can see why she didn't get help. Like I get that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't blame her for that because it just
But even like the treatments available were not as effective as today. And it was like, let's shock people.
Right.
And lobotomize them and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's always just so interesting to me, like the nature versus nurture aspect of it.
Yeah. It's not crazy.
This one was upsetting.
Yeah, it was upsetting.
Especially for you.
Yes. Okay, bye.
Go ahead.